live. Um, life's been pretty hectic lately, so I got to work tomorrow. So I figured I would get on tonight and see what everybody is up to. My apologies, it's a little later than usual, but never a bad time for recovery. So hope everybody's had a good weekend and happy Memorial Day to everybody. It's really about it's in memory, right? So, welcome. What's up, Ezekiel? You hurt yourself. What happened, bro? Are you all right? Hope you're okay. You have an accident or something, Ezekiel? I think they pulled a muscle or pinched a nerve. Oh, damn. That sucks, bro. Gotta take it easy. Sometimes, man, you can sleep wrong and end up with an injury like that. That's, well, at least for me at my age. Man. You go see the doctor? Get some ibuprofen or something to help with that? Looks like it's just me and you right now, Ezekiel. We're in it together, bro. Weed whacking because I have to bend over to use it because, oh, I hear you, bro. Yeah. Man. Those muscle strains can really suck. I've been kind of lagging on the. What's up, Noah? Number 2, yep. Apparition in ecstasy. What's up? Hope you're doing well this evening. So, yeah, kind of a late night Sunday live. Been super busy, so I haven't really had a bunch of time to do much, but I got to work tomorrow. Damn, who broke you? I'm not broke anymore. It's Broken Bobby's transformation. I was broken. I was an addict for about 15 years, and I'm clean now, so I've been all right, man. I've been all right. I hope you're well also. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button while you're in here if you would. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe. Appreciate that, Urban. What's up, Midget Mike? How you doing? Taking it inside now. Taped tum is in the eye. No, I don't know what that is, actually. Let me get set up here. Hope you're doing well, Midget Mike. What's up, Little T? Greetings from the UK, says Midget Mike. Shout out to the UK. Hope you're doing well. I missed your comment. Okay. Let's see what I missed. My uncle let me borrow his heating pad. I just got off it. I was for an hour, but still. Yeah, you might have to ice it too, bro. Go back and forth between the heat and the cold. I did some yard work. All right, Noah. Take care. Appreciate you stopping through. What's up, Jesse the Stallion? Another one from the UK. Cool. What's up, Rahul? Shout out to India. Hey, you have a great one as well, Noah. I appreciate you tapping in. Do me a favor and hit that like button before you go if you would. Appreciate you, Midget Mike. Mike says, I gave a like, brother. Let's give a like and sub. I appreciate you. Sounds good. What's up, Asira? Shout out to Canada. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Yeah, it's a little late tonight, but I got to work tomorrow on Memorial Day. So shout out to Ohio, Ezekiel, my brother. Uh, well, happy birthday, Jesse. The UK means United Kingdom. Oh wow. Okay. So shout out to everybody that's tapping in tonight. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, we're just on here. Greetings from Mexico City. Shout out to Mexico City. What's up, Antonio? Gully Gang says, hello, I'm from London, Istan. Well, shout out to London, Istan, and hello to you as well. Appreciate you stopping by. Just getting a little late night live on tonight. It is like 10:30 here in California right now, but I know it's different times all over the place, and I appreciate everybody taking a moment to stop by. This channel is based on recovery from addiction and alcoholism. So if you're struggling with those, then you've found the right channel. Yeah, what's your question? YTGGFF. Bless us with the strength, Lord. I agree. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm from California, U.S. I agree, Ezekiel. Know why the chicken crossed the road? No, but I'm sure you're going to tell us. Hey, what's up, Irfan? Shout out to Pakistan, man. I hope you guys are good out there. And shout out to Inside the House. What's up, sexy Latina? Oh, wow. We are touching all corners of the globe tonight, it looks like. Make sure you guys subscribe. We need subscribers from everywhere. I'm from Southern California, Irfan. What's up, Little T? London is in Pakistan. Okay. Good stuff. SoCal, yes, sir. That is right. So, yeah, it's been an interesting week. I went in, I worked last night. Ended up getting out early, though, which was cool, you know. What's up, Keiser? He says, hey, brother, how's it going? I'm in Liverpool, England. It's going well. Hope it's going well for you as well. I am Bobby, Raul. Excuse me. So, to the two-tier Starmer. So, yeah, did some Amazon Flex on early Saturday morning after my Friday night shift at my full-time job. And hey, everybody's welcome for sure in the Premier League, so things are good. Nice. That's awesome, Keiser. And congratulations on your team winning. That's always a good thing, right? Yeah, so we went early Saturday morning. We did an Amazon Flex. We had 27 packages to deliver in Phelan and Pinion Hills in the high desert of California. And no, I don't, Jay. In California prisons, that's not really a thing, bro, to be honest with you. You know, I mean, in some prisons, sure, yeah, you got the booty bandits and all that stuff. California prison, general population, mainline, negative. That's a big negative. And if you display those sort of behaviors, you're going to have something coming from the homeboys. You know what I mean? So now other states, I don't know. I can't speak on it. I haven't been there, you know? But in California prison, general population, no, that's a big no-no. So, no, was definitely not. So, my full-time job is a truck driver. I drive semi-trucks. And then my little side hustle with my daughter is delivering packages for Amazon on the Flex thing. So basically, we go pick up. What's up, Annette Cherry Boy? Hope you're doing well. On that one, we go over to the hub. They'll give us anywhere from 15 to 50 packages to deliver. And you don't want 15 because that just means they're all really far apart. Usually, if you get 40 to 45, it's a pretty good run. You're on paved roads, all that nice stuff. And, you're banging them out, getting done early and all that kind of stuff. You get those small numbers. Like we got 27 yesterday morning early. It was like a 3:30 start time in the morning. And, yeah, we're on dirt roads the whole time. Coyotes, my God. I'm from Southern California, and like dirt roads, coyotes, rabbits running around. Every delivery was like 10, 15 minutes from the last one down another dirt road. Like it sucked. Gully Gang says, donate him and help him through Super Chat. I appreciate that, Gully Gang. If you do want to, I'm not asking for donations, but if you do want to do something like that, Cash App would be better. It's instant, you know what I mean? But I'm not asking for that. I appreciate you, though. Yeah, it's rocking and rolling right now. Ezekiel, what was it? And keeps looking at the camera with those dream. Really? One crew? No, negative. Lone Wanderer. I said your name, and now I'm going to time you out because you're a dumbass. We don't do that racial shit in here. Don't do that shit, okay? Because you will go bye-bye. I'm a full-time truck driver and a part-time Amazon flexer. A flexer. Gully Gang says, drop your like and subscribe. I appreciate you, Gully Gang. Definitely hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Check out my playlist. I have plenty of stories on prison, county jail, my addiction, where my addiction took me, some of the adventures I got into. I almost blew up my garage one time manufacturing. Like, oh man, there's some pretty wild stories. So you can go back and check out those playlists. And what's up, Tesla employee? Man, we're chilling right now, bro. Just kind of talking about recovery and my addiction, you know? So if you get paid for doing the flex, yeah, I do. What we do on that one, Ezekiel, is like the average one will pay like 90 to $100. We put 20 in the gas tank and then we split what's left. And it usually takes us about 2 hours on a normal run. So I make 40 cash or so for a couple of hours. Yeah, last time I was in the house, Nicholas. And how you doing, Nicholas? Glad you made it back. I was addicted to meth, Tesla. Every time I pray for my test quiz, I always pass the test quiz. That's good, Daniel. You know, I believe in God too. And, if you're studying, you'll probably pass anyways, but it's always good to talk to him, 23 watching and 2 likes. Come on, drop some likes, says Gully Gang. I appreciate you, Gully Gang. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. Did I clap booty cheeks? Negative. That's a big no-no in California system. I appreciate that, Cherry Boy. What's up, little T? That's right. Let's get those likes up. I appreciate that, Gully Gang. Power was out for the last couple days. I'm glad I'm okay, though. I couldn't. Oh, man, that sucks. Were you in one of those areas where the tornadoes were, Nicholas? Because I know there was a couple of bad ones in the last week or so. So Uh, Daniel Fish says, I'm going to sub and like. I appreciate you, bro. JD says, I seen you on TV. Did you? Was it a high speed chase? Appreciate you, Raul, for hitting that like button. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Tornadoes are cool when you're watching them on TikTok. I'll tell you that much. Never read. I was in Salina, Kansas in I think it was 2014. There was a tornado outbreak, and there was a EF2 that it was a couple miles away from me, but pretty scary thing, you know. Uh, and the storm was having lightning and stuff, heavy rain and everything. Like, yeah, that stuff that can be really scary, bro. To be honest, I mean, we get earthquakes in California, but Andy says, and we chased them here in Oklahoma. Hey, you know what? The people that chase those storms, man, my hat's off to you guys. That is, I want to stay as far away from them things as I possibly can. So the fact that you're running towards it, man, that's crazy. But it's good because it gets warnings to people. You know, gonna lie, tornadoes are cool to watch on TikTok, but when yeah, oh, absolutely, Nicholas. Most of the time, I sleep through them. You know what was funny, Andy, was I've been in several areas when I've been out trucking, and there's a tornado watch or a tornado warning or something, and I'm freaked out because I'm a Cali guy, right? And the local folks, they're like, "Oh, it's just a tornado watch. There ain't nothing to worry about. Business as usual." And I'm like, "Man, you people are crazy." Like, but that's good. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like the earthquakes here, you know. Uh, um, what's the question, Ezekiel? I had to get under my bed because I heard the tornado sirens. Yeah, I was at a Petro truck stop in Salina, Kansas, off of I-70, and uh, all of a sudden the warning started coming on the radio, and we went inside and took shelter in the restroom area, and I met another guy. He was from the Inland Empire, from Riverside, and we started chopping it up. And next thing you know, we're up in the front of the convenience store, looking out the window at the tornado. And people are like, "Hey, you guys need to come back over here and take cover," you know. Ezekiel says, "How's it like sleeping in your truck?" The thing is, as an over-the-road truck driver, you work 70, 80, 90 hours a week. So it's actually not that bad. Like when you're tired like that, like it's not hard to fall asleep, bro. If you're in a decent area, um, some of the more sketchy areas were a trip, though. How is it like to dance while raining? Not sure I understand what you are saying there, Gully Gang. Nicholas says storms are no joke. It's scary when you're in the. Oh yeah, no doubt about it, bro. People lose their lives all the time to them tornadoes. Even flash flooding, stuff like that. Like, we don't get a whole bunch of rain in Southern California, so you know I think the last good storm we had, uh, it was one of those atmospheric. What do they call them things? Where an atmospheric river is what they call it, and like like my windshield wipers couldn't keep up with the rain. It was raining that hard. But some of those places, back in the Midwest and stuff, they get rain like that all the time. Nicholas said down the road when I had the black one with all that rain, everything flooded. Man, I had a flash flood and was lucky to be alive. I agree. Yeah, I mean, you can't be careful enough when it comes to that stuff. Like that turn around, don't drown thing, that's real shit right there. I'll tell you. Do me a favor and hit that like button, guys, if you would. If you're new here, subscribe. Uh, on the lives, we just kind of chop it up and talk about whatever the topic of the night ends up being. But the channel's about recovery from addiction and alcoholism. You know, a lot of people's lives get ruined by that stuff, and it's you can recover. I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Sometimes it feels hopeless, but it's not. If you make up your mind and you put a plan together and you take the right steps, you can definitely get clean. I'm a living testament of that. So I've been clean. I got clean August the 9th, 2004. So I'm coming up on 21 years of sobriety. And if somebody like me can do it, you can do it too. I'm blocking the house with a heel. Damn, Nicholas, where do you live at, bro? So, made $1,000 by cutting lawns. That's good stuff, bro. Now, now you got to invest in better equipment. I think that way you're able to be more efficient at it. That way, as you get more routes, you can make even more money. You know what I mean? But that's good. I remember you saying you didn't have very good equipment. And when I do the math, if I charge people 50 per yard and I calculate this by a week, I'll have 25. That's great, Nicholas. Proud of you, bro. Making it happen, you know? Sorry for the light in the background. Just got to keep on grinding, though, you know? And the money will come. I'll tell you, in this country we live in, if you want something bad enough, you can go get it. You know what I mean? Like there are plenty of opportunities out there. It's just a matter of how hard are you willing to go. And it's kind of like some like recovery, you know? Are you willing to go to the extra mile to get your life back together? I mean, going to meetings, getting a sponsor, working the 12 steps, and putting that stuff into into a plan of action. You know, to where you change your life basically. Don't look at the. That's right. That's right. You, Nicholas says you always told me don't look at the mountain, just start climbing there too, right on lower, right? Hell yeah. You know, sometimes it seems overwhelming, like it's too much and you can't do it. Uh, I don't know what you're talking about, Ryu, but man, it's doable. I'll tell you, it's doable. Whatever you want to accomplish in this life, you can. I'm a convicted felon multiple times. Got probably a dozen felony convictions. Um, and, like we just bought a car. So that's good, Nicholas. That's real good. It looks like you're climbing that mountain, bro. Keep it up. Keep it up. You're not like that. Stop glazing yourself. What does that mean? Uh, what? I'm shy. I did not get convicted like that. Really? Okay. I'm not who I used to be. That's for sure. But I'll tell you what. In the '90s and the early 2000s, I was out there. Possession for sales. Let's see. possession for sales. I got a fraud charge. I got simple possession. I got assault with a deadly weapon. I got possession of a firearm with serial numbers removed. No, I am not biting, Ezekiel. I am not biting. I did time. I know. I know where you're going with that one, bro. What's up, dog? Prison, for the most part, suck, Kurt. To be honest, but um, you make the best of it while you're in there. You know, you got homeboys and stuff that you kick it with. At the time I was doing prison, uh, there was no. They have this end of hostilities agreement now where there aren't no big altercations between the races. But back then it was rocking and rolling. One week it might be the Southsiders versus the Woods. One week it might be the Southsiders versus the blacks, the whites versus the blacks. It just, it all depended. Okay, I guess you're trying to get me to say your name there. I ain't biting, son. Come on. My son-in-law just got out from a 2-year stint, and he is very silent about it. Yeah, and you know what? The thing is, some people will be that way, Kurt. The smarter ones realize it isn't anything glamorous. Uh, so, I don't know. Some people get out and they glamorize it. Oh, yeah, I was on this yard, and, you know, uh, you know, I don't know. What's up, Mike Jiggy? How you doing? So yeah, I mean that's how about if I time you out? Absolutely, Kurt. And just be supportive of him. And he obviously he needs to get like a job or something to keep him occupied. I don't know what he went to prison for, but he may need to get a new ID or a driver's license. Any job's a good job as a convicted felon. You know what I mean? Okay, that's good, Kurt. That's good that he's working. He just needs to stay occupied. If he had issues with drugs, I would suggest trying to get him to go to an NA meeting or an AA meeting. Winston Smith says, who do the Middle Eastern people clink up with in jail? The Mexicans? Not necessarily. A lot of times they'll run with the others. So you have the big four groups, which is the whites, the Southsiders, the Northerners, and the blacks. Then you have the others. That's like Native Americans, Asians, people that don't fall into the other four categories. So a lot of times they'll run with the others. If they had street gang ties on the streets, then they'll whoever that street gang is, that's who they'll click up with. Yeah, high speed. Okay. Level 4 still here. That's right. Shout out to you, Mike Jiggy. Yeah, I've been super busy, bro, but Francois Talifer Aben says, why are you broken, Bobby? I'm not broken anymore. It's Broken Bobby's Transformation. I'm thinking about changing the name of the channel to Bobby's World. What do you guys think about that? Because I get that question a lot. It's a good question for conversation, though, Francois. I hope I'm saying your name right. But I was broken when I was in my addiction and alcoholism, but it's the transformation I made to sobriety, and I'm trying to help others to find that path. Mike Jiggy says BGF. Others be scalping fools. What's up, little T again? Pale in winter, summer, I can't really easy. I am 11. I befriend all racial groups, earn their trust, and stir. Sexy Latina says like and subscribe. Appreciate it, baby. That's right. Like, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It's free. They're both free. Don't believe in private prisons culture of the U.S., but change your media. Yeah, the private prisons, they shouldn't be for profit, that's for sure. And humans, let alone being human, will greatly differ. Okay. With my total of 7,000 with all my equipment, I will have 13,000. That's good, Nicholas. You know, if you got too much money there, you can hit the Cash App, bro. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Whoop whoop, Bobby's World. Hope you've been well. Appreciate that, RW. Hope you're well also, bro. Oh, I see. Okay. I got you. Yeah. What can you do if your celly is annoying as hell? My options with that, says Winston. Nowadays, I hear you can, huh? Okay. I hear nowadays you can catch a head up with them with another race too, is what I'm hearing. So it's a different world. Back then, uh, they didn't want you cell fighting on the higher levels. If it was worthy, you could strap up and go out there and try to stab each other to death, basically. You know what I mean? But nowadays, I imagine what RW says. You can catch a fade. You know, you can throw them hands, and the better man will win. Uh, Life is an uncertain game of probabilities. I agree. I agree. Give me just a second, guys. I'm going to run and grab my coffee. Ezekiel, can you give us some elevator music, please, sir? This is a good chance to like, subscribe, comment, do all those things. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my coffee, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, I'm back. I apologize for the delay there. Appreciate that elevator music, Ezekiel. Jail's definitely not fun. I remember when I was in LA County Jail and I was in 9500, which is a pretty infamous spot in LA County Jail. They would bring tours to, like, I don't know if they were maybe criminal justice majors or just random citizens, but they would bring people to and they would watch, like, from um, there was a window there, and they'd be watching through, like a window, um, like where you could pass papers through and stuff. Uh, think of that. Uh, what's up, Andrew? How you doing tonight? Reaper says love, peace, and positive vibes. Good stuff, bro. Same to you. Hi, did you find Jesus? I have found Jesus, yes. I hope you have as well. Nicholas says, okay, one time I had a magnificent, and I was magnificent with my dad, and when I pulled up the magnet, there was a whole entire Glock 17. Wow. Called the cops. I did the right thing. You did do the right thing. Absolutely. But yeah, they were doing those tours in LA County, and like I felt like a rat in a cage or something. Not that I was telling or anything, like maybe poor choice of words there, but like we're all in there, and these people are coming through, and they're watching us through the window. What a jail environment is like. So, what's up, Art and Culture Z? Hope you're doing well. Uh, magnet fishing. Yeah, I kind of figured that out halfway through. I'm not wanting to get charged for attempted murder. Yeah, you got to be careful. Today, 5 years of Black Lives. And that thing was, oh, it was loaded, huh? Yeah, somebody got rid of that thing, huh? Don't look at that. Are you telling me to end it already, Ezekiel? What would never happen, John? Hey, to each their own, though, John. Some some people are into that stuff. Some people aren't. I agree. It would be hard to get traced to that, but if you're out running around committing crimes and you get caught with that thing, especially if it's a small area. America rocks. So, since I lit the cigarette, let's go outside. A 3-year stretch, but man, I needed it. Yeah, same for me, Reaper. Like I did too on the last one. And at one point in my life, uh, I'm doing all right. Kaka, Kaukau. Sorry if I said that wrong, but I needed that. At one point, I was in and out of county jails and prison a lot, and violations were my way of like getting myself back together. Had they not brought me in on those violations, I probably would have died a long time ago, to be honest. So uh, now, with the way the laws are in California, you're getting a lot more overdoses and stuff. I think because they're not taking people in for those dry out periods. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button while you're in here, and if you're new, subscribe. What are you waiting for? We're trying to get to 3,000. We're only about 200 or so short. So give me a subscribe. Check out my playlist. I got stories, all kinds of adventures I went on while I was addicted to meth. The jails that I ended up in. At one point, I was on probation in 3 separate counties, all concurrently: San Bernardino, Riverside, and Los Angeles counties. And the funny thing is, I was selling a bunch of dope in Orange County, uh, and I thought that was the place I would end up getting busted, and I never did. Ironically. So I'm gonna call you Ka, okay? He says, "Thank you, boss. I'm thinking about going into jail. What do you recommend? Not going to jail if you can help it. I mean, if you have to go to jail, then it is what it is, right? Um, I would say if you have to go and you go, just make sure you stand up for yourself. You let people run over you, everybody's going to think they can do that. So, I'm not saying, all the stories you hear about finding the big guy and whooping him, like, no, that's not it, you know? Reaper says, thought I was done with life back in 2015. Back now, 10 years later, I'm engaged. I have a beautiful son, and I never appreciated. Man, that's good stuff, Reaper. I completely agree. Uh, I called the police and all that. I did the right thing. There's loads of live ammo, artillery shells, all of that. Now, you did the right thing, Nicholas. A lot of people wouldn't, but you did the right thing. What's up, Psycho World? Been a long time since I seen you live, Bobby. Good to see you on the straight and narrow, homeboy. All love and respect. Right back at you, brother. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've been. We bought a car, and so I'm making some extra money on the weekend doing Amazon Flex with my daughter, and like life just got really busy. But that's why I'm on kind of late tonight. because time is a precious commodity. Ka says, "Thanks, bro. Just getting sick of everyone on outside and their dumb problems. I almost want to go back in, to be honest, but yeah, see what happens." Yeah, I think the thing with that though, bro, is it's a lot easier to deal with problems out here than it is in there. Life, you know, things that are almost insignificant out here are major things. I'm speaking from the California system, right? Appreciate you, little T. You rock too, bro. Uh, when you're incarcerated, things that aren't a big deal out here are a very big deal in there, and it could lead to people being assaulted or even unalived. You know what I mean? So uh, it's a lot easier to turn the other cheek out here for sure. In there ain't no turning no cheek, But I'll keep you in my prayers, bro. Also, I found an old rifle, but I'm glad. Yeah, yeah, and you know what? Do the right thing. Other people's opinions don't matter. Reaper says if your environment is negative, Ka, it will affect your path. I suggest you can change your surround. Yeah, absolutely. It really is psycho world. It really is. Things did, like when I went to prison, like the really violent side came out of me, but it was a survival mechanism. You know, I wasn't that bad out here as I was in there, but the thing is, whenever something happened, if somebody got disciplined or there was a altercation between races, people were like really going all out trying to hurt each other. You know what I mean? So, of course, Ka, appreciate you, bro. Yeah, you definitely don't want to get sent to prison, Nicholas, for sure. A case that cops were trying to solve. Yeah, yeah, definitely good on you, Nicholas. I'm doing all right, Calamero. Member of society, then remove yourself from it. Either to. Nah, I wouldn't go that far, Johnny B. You know, you know, the, we people people go through things sometimes, right? But you know, I think everybody should have a second chance to get it right. And sometimes, uh, Jody says, hit like and subscribe. I appreciate that. Um, like when I was younger, like I was a mess. But I think everybody deserves a second chance to get it right. Oh, my birds just had a kid a week. You just had a baby, Nicholas. could be, could be. We didn't all. I'm not saying he is, but we didn't all come from privilege. I mean, my start out. I don't know where Joel's been, or G for that matter. I don't know. They need to check in though. Tap in and let us know what's up. It's not really a race issue in UK jails, but gangs be crazy. I was lucky to be put on a wing with a lot of my old group. Yeah, that's good, Reaper. Definitely. Uh, I breeded the birds. Oh, okay, cool. That's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, like growing up, like we didn't have much, like we're on food stamps and all that shit. And, I seen homies in the neighborhood driving nice cars and having things that I wanted. And that's what kind of led me down the path I went on. CO, I need to check off. Bobby's trying to get me. But you're a peacemaker. Why would I want to get you? You're good, bro. Ain't no checking in over here, buddy. You can do with when you're stuck at rock bottom. That urge to get yourself out by any means starts overwhelming you, man. Absolutely. Yeah, if you know, you know for sure. When I heard everyone shouting "Reapers in Parva" out their door, I was panicking. Even the gov looked at me like, "Oh damn, who's standing behind you?" The Lord is standing behind me. How do I deal with agoraphobia? I don't know what agoraphobia is. Maybe you could elaborate on that for us. And if I know, we'll talk about it. If not, then we'll just keep on pushing, you know? So hit that like button, guys. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. Mr. Baby Powder. Scared to leave the house? If I'm correct, is a fear of the outdoors. Okay. Why would I do that, Peter? Don't be weird, bro. Come on. Last couple of days, my house was haunted because I've heard stuff shaking. I had a ghost detector and it was showing me the highest level. Oh, wow. You know what you need to do, Nicholas? You need to teach that ghost to mow lawns and put his ass to work. Don't nobody live for free in this house, you know. You want to stay here? You want to possess your shit? Here, let me show you how to fire up this lawnmower, work that edger. You know what I mean? Uh, Peter, you're gonna get timed out, bro. I'm just letting you know. Cycle World says 75 Lincoln Continental Mark IV. Man, those were nice, bro. Uh, Essentially, anxiety around large crowds of people. Actually, that's something I deal with too, to be honest with you. And typically, what I do is I do my best to remove myself from those situations. When I'm in public, like if we're at Walmart or something and it's really busy, like certain things kind of freak me out a little bit, if I'm being honest. You know, like some kids could be running in my peripheral. And like I've been out of prison almost like 19 years, but sudden movements in crowds really trigger me. You know what I mean? Like I start feeling anxiety in the back of my neck and stuff. And yeah, that one's tough, you know? Best way to get over it is exposure. Yeah. Uh, can you name a car for edit? How about a Toyota Camry, Mr. Baby Powder? Uh, went to the lawnmower. I'm going to show him how to start it. That's right. Show him what's up, bro. Make sure he's got his protective equipment. You don't want to get sued. On the lawnmower, and I just showed him how to start it, and he's cutting. There you go, Nicholas. See, that's what's up, bro. Nobody rides for free, you know? I wish I could, bro. I wish I could. Joel, if you're out there, please tap in with us, bro. Even if you had a setback in your recovery, man, we're with you, you know? Yeah, I hear you, Reaper. Wait, a what? Bro, when the feds raided me, I couldn't sleep right for years after that shit was. Yeah, that sucks, bro. A Toyota Camry, Mr. Baby Powder. Is it okay to drink when pregnant? No. No, you should not be doing that. The Blue Man Group has been forced by the federal government to hire an orange man and a purple woman. That's good, John. That's real good. That's a great comment. All right, now, Mr. Baby Powder, you got to subscribe. I gave you what you wanted. Let's go 2021. How about that? Yeah, that's a great comment, John. Love it. 2021 SE. How about that? Mandatory subscription. That's right, Psycho World. Have you been on an airplane? I've been on an airplane once. I flew from Orange County to San Francisco and back same day for some business training. And I didn't much like it. And if I can help it, I stay off of them things. Especially with the way things have been going lately with, you know, all the snafus in the, with the system shutting down for brief periods of time and stuff like that. Like, that stuff's scary. So, yeah, anyways. How you feel about the 3-strike rule? I think now the way they twisted that 3-strike thing, I think it's terrible. I know there's habitual offender laws in other states where it's similar, but originally the way that 3-strike rule was written was 3 violent felonies will get you 25 to life. Then they manipulated it to where a petty theft could strike you out. Selling drugs could strike you out. Like, anything with the potential for violence could strike you out. And I think the way they manipulated it was all wrong. People getting 75 to life for stupid shit, Not gonna happen, Mike. Good try. Not my first live, brother. Almost full to get. Yeah. Yeah, and the flight I went on was a short one, Ezekiel, I seen it, bro. I'm just not gonna read it. I'm just scrolling, trying to spread some positivity up sub. So I hope to see you all again soon. Love and peace, and remember, you are all capable of more than you know. Stay pop. That's a great comment, Reaper, and shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you tapping in. Callie's no doubt about it, bro. No doubt about it. And the thing is, I've seen it time and time again with that 3 strikes rule. Like, I've had homies call me who were fighting cases, and they should do 5-7 years or something, and they tell me, oh yeah, they're offering me time served and 2 strikes, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Go do 5 years. Trust me, you're gonna thank me in the end, because now any little thing you do wrong, you're gonna get 25 to life, and you're never gonna get out. So that's good, Nicholas. I'm happy for you, bro. It's like parole on steroids. Yeah, absolutely. I remember I was in LA County Jail. I was in 2900 Charlie Row, and this wood come rolling in, and I was kind of surprised because there's not a lot of woods in LA County. You know what I mean? And he got caught with a 20 piece of crack. And what's up for Ezekiel? Timeout 4 natives, please. He's a dumbass racist. I'll time him out. Bye. We don't play that stupid shit in here, you dumbass. Yeah, this wood rolled in, older wood. I was like in my late 20s. This dude was about 50. And he had a strike prior, and they caught him with a 20 piece of rock. And weren't offering drug diversion, nothing. 32 months initial offer. Because what happens is when you get that first strike, anything you do, you're no longer eligible for a deal. It's low term doubled. What I mean by that is anytime you catch a case, yeah, no, I got him. He's a dummy. Um, anytime you catch a case in Cali, there's a low, a mid, and a high term. What that means is, say I get caught with drugs, right? Uh, the low, mid, and high, because he's a dummy, wanting attention, I guess. So there's a low, a mid, and a high term anytime you catch a case, right? Like say I get caught with a 20 piece of meth. Okay, it, it it may be the low, mid, and high, maybe 16 months, 2 years, 3 years. Okay. Uh yeah, yeah, that guy's an idiot. So he's gone. He gone. But a lot of times with the low, mid, and high term, they'll offer you a deal just because they want a conviction, they want to get it over with. It looks like Taco Bell's next, huh? I have a feeling that might be the same jackass. Happy Memorial Day, little T. Yeah, definitely. Remembering those that were lost, you know? So, say it's 16 2 3, just low, mid, high term. A lot of times they'll offer you a deal. They'll say, okay, we'll give you 6 months in the county if you just plead guilty. Uh, yeah. What's up with, yeah, I don't know. People are dumb, you know? Uh, get pulled over at my house with a full 12 pack of beer and they just ruined their Memorial Day weekend. They might have saved somebody's life too, though, Nicholas, you know? County is worse than prison. In a lot of cases, yes, I agree. LA County was the worst place I ever did time, to be honest with you, you know? Yeah, they really are. Sexy Latina, I agree. What's up, Cure? Yeah, it's been a while, bro. I've been rocking and rolling with work. I got a side hustle going on now, doing Amazon Flex on the weekend, and just trying to get everything done. Time's been very restricted. You know what I mean? But uh, yeah, that's straight lame shit. You know? You seen his name? I might have missed it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I did see that. Okay. That's probably the same dude, just don't have a fucking life and got nothing better to do than spam some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Stuff in my room, better bed, better TV. That's good, bro. Yeah, some real idiots in here tonight, you know? Yeah, I'm just hustling, bro, you know? Uh is it bots? It might be. It might be. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button if you would. And if you're new here, subscribe, you know? Out the damn hospital, stay out of there. If you, yeah, definitely, bro. I appreciate you. Now you can buy a new cup that has paint still. I like that cup. That's my go-to right there. Yeah, he's gone. He gone. Nothing but a, yeah, exactly. I don't know what's up with people, man. Some people are just ignoramuses. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. What's up, XXX world? Hope you're doing well tonight. Mike Jiggy says level 4. That's where the killers are at. Yeah, he gone. Well, I timed him out for 30 minutes. I don't know how to ban people, but yeah, he's a dumbass. I'm glad you're doing good, Triple X World. Good. Uh, he was my ghost. Level 5. Where you at? New Mexico or something? Yeah, I agree. Well, I banned him for 30 minutes because I don't know how much longer I'm going to go, but I want to be a rapper one day. Hey, man, pursue your dreams, bro. You never know. Out of here, you ever think of trying to go from cigs to some type? I've tried the vapes, bro. It didn't work for me, you know? I appreciate that, though. I'm a mod in another channel and I always, yeah, I am Indonesia. Shout out to Indonesia. Uh, yeah, that's stuff. That's all it is garbage. You know, people ain't got nothing better to do than to. But I'll say this much: most of the people that put those types of comments, they would never do any shit like that in person because they're a bunch of cowards. But behind a keyboard, oh man, they're tough, huh? Don't look at the mountain. Yeah, that's right. Just start climbing. Yep. Everyone's real brave, you know. No, they wouldn't bong, you know. They wouldn't. And that's the thing. That's the thing about the internet, right? Is makes everybody brave. Everybody thinks they're a damn tough guy or something. Want to talk a bunch of shit, but they wouldn't do that stuff face to face to somebody. You know what I mean? Because they're a bunch of little cowards. Cure says, I am indeed a tough man behind my firewall internet. I think you're all right, Cure. Hey, man, keep pushing, Nicholas. You never know, brother. I step outside and cry if the sun hits me. Everybody stay safe, healthy, and out of lockup. Later, fellas. Have a good one, Cycle World. Appreciate you tapping in. Why do you care how much I weigh? Travis says people show more negative than positive sides of themselves to other people these days. Yeah, they really do. And most of those people have never been like in a lockup situation or anything because they wouldn't act that way in there. You know what I mean? A name for them keyboard warriors, too scared to say anything. Yeah, absolutely. Believe it's out of getting a reaction rather than being tough, but our point still stands as one of those trolls would say. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Then they cry when I infect. Got to see if you built like that, bro. Built like what? My brother started flying in the air and then he took off his shirt and says firework. X World says I play baseball. It's a good game. I like baseball. I know you act straight in any lockup situation. Yeah, absolutely. What is up, Nitro Bob? Little T says subscribe to him. I appreciate you, bro. City of Angels says 321 James is shooting meth. Who's 321 James? I was afraid of my cellmate. He was swollen. So bipolar. Man, you get him like that sometimes, bro. I remember my first cellie when I hit the pin in Delano. I believe it was B yard or it might have been D yard. Cell living. And um, my cellie was Shorty. I think he was from San Fernando. And dude had huge arms. Like he had done a bunch of time. And first thing I walk into, uh, he's got some Peni guy on the door, and they had the yard at that time. And dude's got death squad on his eyelids and shit and big old swastikas and stuff, and he's talking shit to him through the door. No skinhead's gonna run my program and fuck you guys and this and that. And I'm still making my bed. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, bro, are we doing this? uh, my last term, I did 2 years. I probably did another 7 or 8 years in the county, off and on. Uh, Lily came in as a soon as the spammers came in. Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you, Bong. Uh, yeah. So I would suggest you subscribe and check out my playlist. I have tons of videos on where my addiction took me and how I got clean. I got videos on the 12 steps as I perceived them, and just a lot of stuff. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Simon Lopez. I appreciate that. Shout out to you. We got to learn from both the good and the bad and push through the instigators. I've never been in lockup but worked at the state morgue. I've seen the effects. Absolutely, Travis. I agree. And the thing is, part of the reason I do this channel is because I don't want people to end up in the morgue. And, people start doing drugs and they think it's just a party and, everything's going to be okay. But a lot of people don't make it back from addiction or alcoholism for that matter. There's so many DUI deaths in this country every year because somebody thought it was cool to drink and go take a ride. You know what I mean? And I was one of those people. But, there you can definitely make it back. Yeah, thanks again, Simon Lopez. I really appreciate that. Tiffany says my son just got off parole this month. That's good. That is awesome. Shout out to him for doing it. It's not always easy, Coke when I was younger, but yeah, it's good that you don't do that anymore, bro. That stuff is terrible. Mexican G says, where was the cruising spot when you were coming up? We used to go out to Magnolia and Riverside, Mexican G. We would cruise down there and then we'd head over to Club Metro and check it out. Yeah, meth is terrible, Bong. Yeah, I definitely would not suggest trying it. Bigfoot says, my birthday was on April 29th. Well, happy belated birthday. You have a signed basketball, Nicholas? From who? Travis says, I've never met you, but I wish you the best of luck and continued growth. Things are tough every day, but spreading the love is so important. You're doing good work. Thank you so much, Travis. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Yeah, and it's so hard to kick, Bong. Like, honestly, I needed to be locked up to get clean, to forget my problems, but it only made shit even worse. 100, yeah, like it frees your mind, I guess you would say, for a little bit, but then your problems are still there when you come back. I never had a DUI crash. I did have a couple rides I took when I was drunk, where God was obviously watching me, bro. You know what I mean? Appreciate that. Matt, he says, yo, gang, you a breath of fresh air. Appreciate you, bro. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, past or anything, so I don't know really. Yeah, I was Westside Riva's hood, right? Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, I grew up in San Bernardino, but we would go out there uh, in Cruz Magnolia over by the Tyler Mall. Uh, can't tell you how many times I was sitting in handcuffs on the side of the road. Out with this girl back in 22 when I was 16, and a year later she died from a fentanyl. Man, that's terrible, Bong. See what that's worth, and when you get older, and I can take it to expert. Yeah, Jesus is king, and he loves you so much. I agree. Yeah, and that's what's happening, though. Like that's why I tell people, you know, Start your journey to recovery now while you still can. You know, everybody thinks that they got another run in them. I don't think I have another run in me. You know, and they do put it in everything. I'll go take you to an expert when I get older and see what it's worth. Yeah, you are. Came here from a stream and I said, was let people believe what they want to believe. And motherfuckers were saying you got to debate and you can't let people believe in what they want to. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. uh, yeah, that's terrible. It really is. Yeah, Rubido was super active back then, but then again, everywhere was right, Mexican G. You know, man, yeah, fentanyl. I'm just glad that stuff wasn't really out there like that when I was out doing my thing in the streets because I don't think I would have made it back, to be honest with you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, they're cutting everything with fentanyl these days. You can't even find heroin anymore these days. You could like you could 8 years ago. Yeah, it's not everything's switched over to fentanyl now. You know, uh, get people addicted to stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Man, yeah, those were definitely some crazy times. Gee, lucky to be alive from that flash flood because most land around us. Yeah, man, I'm glad you're all right, bro. Matt says, yeah, fentanyl's everywhere now. I lost two friends to it. It's really hard, but I got Christ to keep me forward. That's good stuff, bro. I blame China. What's up, Liam? How you doing? Yeah, and that's what they're doing, and they're importing all that shit to. I did a video on. I think it was on fentanyl, and the latest statistics said there were like 107,000 overdoses the previous year. And to put that in perspective, like if you go to an Ohio State game or one of these major college Alabama game, imagine that stadium full of people, everybody dead. That's the type of numbers. Like that's a lot of people that are dying from this stuff. It's such a terrible thing. I'm gonna see what it's worth, and if it's worth millions of dollars, I'm gonna say never. For me, when I found out a girl a year younger than me died, yeah, the thing about drugs is they do not discriminate. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, young, old, like it's taking everybody out. We got to blame someone. It's easier than taking accountability, right? That is, yeah, absolutely. Best friend died from fentanyl OD 2 years ago, and think, man, I'm only 18, so yeah, we don't like fentanyl. We like pure meth. That was my drug of choice. And it's really unfortunate. Uh, it hit the whole family hard. Yeah, that really sucks. We're throwing stuff at a local convenience store near me. What? Okay. Yeah, just goes to show you that the stuff is terrible. Um, it seemed like when I was out there using, your biggest worry was getting some bunk shit. Now your biggest worry is that the shit's too potent and you're gonna die from an overdose. You know, I mean, I made me feel gross. That was that. once I use that, like first time I was done, and then the next 15 years of my life were hell. But I didn't see it in the moment, you know. So I mean, and that's the problem with it, you know. Mexican G says, "You've been following the Diddy trial. He's a very sick man. He deserves that jail sentence, sick bastard." I agree. I agree. I usually don't wish prison on anybody, but some of the shit he was doing, yeah, that's terrible. I have the Newsbreak app because the guy that was bringing around my area with a gun near Tractor Supply at Walmart. I didn't know. That's a good one, Joe Balls. You're funny. Do you mind if I open up a bit? Go for it, bro. Yeah, I agree, Bong. I agree. Yeah, I think it took a lot of us to prison. Uh, always give Narcon in your house and car, guys. It's free. Google it. I got 6 vials free. Normal $50 each. Yeah, I heard a commercial on the radio about that, and I was thinking about getting one just in case. You know what I mean? I mean, not for me, obviously, but just in case somebody needed it. You know? You have a story for me, Assassinator? Let's hear it. The worst thing about Scante was coming down and taking a look. Oh man, you're not even lying, bro. When I was young, I tried to never come down. Like I would just do more and more. Like I was dealing it, so I had plenty of it around. We were manufacturing it and doing all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Bong Milker says anyone that R words or hurts the innocence of children, absolutely, and they should put them on a general population yard so the convicts can do what they do. You know what I mean? Bingo, really, Ezekiel? Yeah, I agree. And I agree with you, Kier. The EpiPen, yeah. Uh, yeah, it is. And it does cause that psychosis. That's, yeah, it's such a bad drug. I mean, they all are really, but, you know, obviously some are worse than others. Some are more addictive than others. Some are more likely to lead to an overdose than others. When I got popped in Pico Rivera, uh, when I caught my first sales case, I got a video on that. My first sales case. Um, I remember that they took me to a local hospital. I had fell asleep in the car. Wasn't supposed to be anywhere near Pico Rivera. How I got there, I don't know. Uh, yeah, and it does that, Mexican G, you know? Uh, no, you're good, Bong. So they bust me. I fell asleep in the car at a stoplight, engine running, still in gear, foot on the brake, knocked out. Sheriff deputy comes up and he's banging his flashlight on my window. And I look up at him and I'm going back to sleep. You know, like I don't feel like talking to you right now, officer. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. And they ended up arresting me, and I had somewhere around 50 grams in the trunk. Um, and they took me to a local hospital. They said I overdosed. I was doing a lot at that time, a lot, like probably a quarter O a day, if not more. And yeah, like that wasn't a real common thing with meth back then, overdosing. It was more of a coke or a heroin kind of thing. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you would, guys, and subscribe if you're new. I think we're coming up on 2,800 subs, and shout out to you guys for that. I appreciate it. It's overamp, yeah, exactly. Uh, so yeah, they took me. They wanted me to give them a urine sample, and I couldn't. I was so dehydrated. I couldn't. There was nothing to give, and they stuck a catheter in me, and holy shit, that hurt. That's one of the few things of that night I do remember. Uh, I agree. The world is a beautiful place and a terrible place. Uh, I just expired 6 prison cases. Expunged? Is that what you're saying? Spell check get you on that one? So, yeah, and then they took me to the Pico Rivera substation, and like when I woke up, I looked around, and I hadn't been locked up in a long time, and all these Southsiders with tattoos on their face and bald heads, and I'm like, oh my god, what do they do here? You know, like little did I know that was nothing, because then they took me to L.A. County. They talk about the gang unit in L.A. County. All of L.A. County is a gang unit. Like you're not going to end up somewhere where there's not gang members. It's like 95% gang members. So, but yeah, like that was my one experience with that. So, but yeah, that meant it had me for a long time, and luckily I was able to make it back. And I'm just here to let you guys know, if you're dealing with addiction, you can do it. Yeah, I jumped on one actually, Shane. He says, "You ever see a chomo get effed up?" That's the reason I ended up in AdSeg. We were on the level 3 yard at Delano, and we were on lockdown for ongoing riots with the blacks. And they pulled me and my cellie out for showers. I'll give you guys a quicker version of the story, but they got the paperwork on the guy. He had just come in. We were on lockdown. There was no movement for the whites or the blacks, except showers, or like maybe you might get out to medical or something, right? So me and my cellie go out for showers, and this was on the level 3, and so we're out for showers. There was a chomo that came back into the building. He was in a cell with another wood, kind of down the way from us, and so we knew who he was. They got his paperwork. They sent a kite to his cellie, and his cellie locked it up. I'm surprised he didn't lock it up with him, but the cellie said, I'm not going to do anything. I got short time or whatever. But dude liked little kids. And so then basically it became, okay, if either one of these guys are out and you get a chance to get them. So me and my cellie are out, another homie from the IE, and we hear the front door pop for somebody coming in, and it's him. So we didn't have any weapons or anything. We just ran over there and got on his ass until we got pepper sprayed and stuff, and then we ended up in the AdSeg over that. So to escape the repercussions of the Civil Rights Act and forced integration. Okay. What's up, 9 Mikey? Orlando, Florida, because we see people. And so many guys who've gone through the same thing, bong. Yeah, it happens to a lot of guys too, and it happens to a lot of women. In California prison, yeah, like that's because everything is so gang related. It's not necessarily segregated by races. It's segregated by who you run with. And the four major groups are blacks, Southern Mexicans, Northern Mexicans, and whites. Um, you got paisas too. They sell up with each other. But the reason they do that is back then was because there was so much stuff always cracking off on the yard that you can't sell up with somebody from a different group segment because then it would just be in the cell. Really, John Doe? You're about to get broken. Now, you know what? I'm not going to give you a timeout just yet. I'm broken. It's Broken Bobby's transformation. Okay. I was an addict and now I am a recovering addict. I've been clean for 20 years. So that's what the Broken Bobby thing is about. Okay. I'm mixed race. What happens to mixed people? You basically got to make a decision who you want to run with. It's really that simple. Um, what's up, Tropic of Neptune? How you doing this evening? If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button if you would. Shout out to Simon for that super chat. I truly appreciate it. Did you hear about the guy that stabbed Tori? He was in prison for multiple reasons, but one reason he was in there was, yeah, I did hear about that. And that's why I believe that happened on a PC yard, because that guy wouldn't have been walking the main line. And that video I just dropped about PC's gone wild or whatever, there was a riot at that same prison, like maybe a week after that had happened. So I don't know if it was Get Back or for a Hispanic guy stabbing a black, but fish and worms and put a dozen worms. Probably not too much longer, Nitro Bob. Maybe another 15 minutes or so. Doing drugs now because you could die. Yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Are we 420 friendly? If you can use responsibly, California is a 420 state. So, if just like alcohol, if you can use it responsibly, then more power to you. I couldn't, just keep saying no. It's very easy to stop putting it in your mouth. Okay. Do you allow woods to stay independent? In California, when I was doing, I paroled in 06, okay, so it's been almost 20 years. I know they have the end hostilities peace agreement now, so I don't know what that looks like in there right now, but back then, no, you clicked up with us. If you didn't click up with us, then you'd be going to another yard, basically, because the way it worked back then, I'll describe this the best way I can. If I'm out on the yard and I look across the yard and there's a white guy getting jumped by another race, I'm going to head over there and assist. Just like if I'm getting jumped by another race, you're going to head over and assist. So basically, if you didn't want to play the reindeer games, if you will, and be a part of what we are, then you weren't going to be there. Because I'm going to come running over to assist you if something happens, but you're not going to do the same for me? Nope, don't work like that. I'm doing well, Tropic of Neptune. You escaped the Coinstar machine. That's awesome, bro. Congratulations, Broken Bobby. I have 4 months of sobriety. That's awesome, Alexa. Congrats on that. Keep doing it. Hey, thank you, Bong. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Hey, every little bit counts, Bong Milker. I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for that super chat. There's a lot of people addicted to a lot of stuff, You are Kundan? I don't know what that means. Appreciate that, Live to Die. We can truly say we can control because we can't after a while unless we decide. Yeah, and you're right about that, in the morning. Should I go to bed? Probably. Do you got to work tomorrow, Nicholas? Appreciate that, Live to Die, and I'd have yours as well. Utah is the only main line I've been on that allows independent woods. Yeah, and it's different in different places. Uh, I'm broke right now, but you can buy yourself. I appreciate that, Bong Milker. It really is. It really is. No, I don't vape, Nicholas. What's up, Manu? Yeah, shout out. I'm a small content creator. Shout out to Echo. Go check out Echo, guys. Give me a sub, would you? And give him a sub. He's a smaller content creator, he says. So go check him out and see what he's got going on over there. I became addicted to opiates because of pain management. I'm on methadone now. A lot of people did become dependent on those opiates. They used to hand out Norco like candy. They'd be writing those prescriptions left and right, and then all of a sudden, all of a sudden it wasn't cool no more. So they stopped handing out the prescriptions. And what did everybody do? They went and got some H, or they went and got some fentanyl or whatever. You know what I mean? And opiates, yeah, the opiates are terrible, but each minute of sobriety counts too little by little. We got to live by day. Now I truly can't believe we can all do this, even though I'm barely almost halfway. Yeah, it's one day at a time. Sometimes it's 1 hour at a time, to be honest, 1 minute at a time. It seems like it just got brighter on the screen. Can you play the new Kanye song? No, I haven't heard it. I'm substance free. Methadone luckily helps with, yeah. And, the methadone maintenance thing is a good thing, Sexy Latina says like and subscribe. I appreciate you, baby. Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Is it really? Did the light just get brighter or something? All the trolls that come into this chat has the IQ. The goal is to turn you from a troll into a subscriber. You'd be surprised how many people start as a troll and end up subscribed. So appreciate that, Tiffany. Hello from NZ. Shout out to NZ, New Zealand, I'm assuming. A word spam, and now it's insults. Midget Mike is back. Welcome back, Midget Mike. What's up, Vision Aiden? Shout out to Canada. Zandras says, "Allo, man. Allo back at ya." 51st state of America. Nice. This is a troll rehab center. This Tropic of Neptune. That's right. You come here as a troll, and I will reform you. What's up, Coach Owen? Grave Bong Messiah, what's up, brother? Bank come in with guns. Scary when they try to rob the place. Midget Mike says, let's subscribe and hit the like button. I appreciate you, bro. Where are you from, Broken Bobby, if you don't mind me asking? I'm from Southern California, the high desert, the not so high desert. Vision 8, where are you at, in Greenland? On a desert island, and to be honest, the 5 albums I brought didn't help. I got Peace from SoCal, Woodpile. That's right. What's up, Grave Bong? Am I a sniper? No. Grave Bong says, I am in the high desert also. Nice. The not so high desert, right? Trevor from Grand Theft Auto. Okay. Near Joshua Tree. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm up on the top of the Cajon. Hesperia, Victorville, out that way. Right? You know what, guys? I think I'm going to keep it running for a few more minutes. Let me go refill the coffee real quick and use the restroom. Oh, okay. Yeah, not too far from me, Taz. Nice. Yeah, the chat's really rocking tonight. I'm going to go refill the coffee real quick. This is a great time to subscribe, hit that like button, continue to drop comments, and become a member of the channel. Hit that join button. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I am back. Pardon me for the interruption. Nature called. Uh, you put the stuff in the... Shout out to everybody in the comments tonight. I appreciate you guys. Looks like Stormy wants to come in. You can say hi. Say hi to the people. This is the easy, baby, easy. Say hi to the people. All right, that's Stormy. Now she just got dirt all over me. We got some Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Okay. Yep. Nostradamus. What's up with Nostradamus? If I were a title and I got flipped on my back, would you flip me right side up? If I were a title, I don't understand what you're saying. Bong is packing the bowl right now. Okay. If you were a turtle, I would definitely flip you right side up. Definitely.
Keep the camera. Make over the camera on me.
No.
Just stay where you're at, okay?
Okay.
I'm just gonna wipe you because you can see the dirt on your chest.
Oh, okay.
No, I am pulling your chest.
Things just got real interesting in here, huh, guys? Maybe it might be time to end. Just playing. Yeah. What do you know about Germany's reason to start World War II? That was Hitler trying to take over, right? Yeah, I never really cared for the weed myself. Whenever I smoked that stuff, I always felt stupid. Like it slowed me down. I like to go fast, though, you know? So, but I know a lot of people that do enjoy some of that. That's right. Ezekiel says 42 likes. Let's make it to 50. That's right. You think Hitler, the nationalist, just spazzed one day and decided to try to fight the whole world? I don't know. I wasn't there. Good morning from Virginia. What's up, Layla? Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, as long as you can do it responsibly, then absolutely. You know, I mean, I'm in a 420 state. So what I mean by that, let me be clear of what I mean by that. Uh, yeah, that's crazy. Um, I'm not saying I'm in a state of mind of 420. I'm saying I'm in California. It's a 420 state. All right. So yeah, if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes. I think we'll run it until about the 2 hour mark. We're at 140 right now. And then I think we'll call it a night. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get on here because I haven't been doing my lives as much lately. Been working a lot, but work's a good thing. Definitely. All right. So what's up, Sully Sports Talk? Uh, it's 3 a.m. where I am. I'm up way too late. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's about midnight here. Yeah, just after midnight. So we'll focus on yourself, Bobby. We'll always be here when you're able to stream. Appreciate that. Tropics of Neptune. Yeah, I try to do at least one on the weekend. Sometimes it's kind of hard though, and I try to get a little bit of content out. I think I got a banger of a video coming up for you guys. So now I do videos as well, Tiffany. I live stream typically on the weekends when I'm off from my main job. But I have probably about 400 videos up on all sorts of topics. The majority of it, though, is recovery based and where my addiction took me. So, Britt B says, what type of content do you make? It's uh, jail stuff, stuff from the streets. I used to be a drug dealer, and I'm glad you found me too. Appreciate that. I used to deal drugs, and I was an addict for about 15 years. And this channel is about recovery. No, Bobby doesn't, Ezekiel. Um, so it's where the addiction took me and how I managed to find my way back. And, and I'm hoping to be able to help some other people to find their way back as well. Because it ain't no joke out there, guys, as many of you know. People always say, oh, I got one more good run in me. You might not with all this fentanyl and stuff that's floating around. Yeah, that wasn't cool at all, Ezekiel. Am I going to have to take your wrench away, buddy? Two and doesn't get enough. Yeah, I agree, Bong. I agree. Shred says, I did meth since 17. Now I'm 34. I've stopped using for almost a year now. I used to think it helped my pain, but it was wrong. But I was wrong. I was making pain. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely correct, Shreds. And congratulations on your year of sobriety, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you crossed the line there, Ezekiel. Take it easy, bro. Yeah. Fern. That's a good one. My best friend was an addict, now off hard stuff, but lives in his mom's basement and smokes weed and drink all day. Tried helping him, but I can't. Not sure if he will ever escape the cycle. He's got to be ready to escape tropics. You know what I mean? Like we can advise all we want, but until you're ready to make a change, nothing's going to change. Does help with pain, but met is, yeah, I agree. I agree. It just takes your mind away for a while, I think. I remember at one point I was having really bad toothaches, and doing it would help with that because of that dopamine rush in the brain. Like you just, ooh, wow, everything's great. But no, many great things when you're sober. You can't stop anyone from doing what they want. Exactly right. You have to be ready and willing to put in the work. Absolutely, Pale. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, chill out, bro. Addiction. You're like, I studied to be a drug and alcohol counselor. Uh, and an interesting fact was if both of your parents are addicts, you're 5 times more likely to become an addict yourself. So, um, you know, and my grandfather was an alcoholic, yeah. And another interesting thing was I think it was if you drink by the time you're 15, you're like 5 times more likely to become an alcoholic. So, yep. So, anyways, I think we're going to be wrapping it up here in the next 15 minutes or so. Do me a favor and hit that like button if you would. You can, I think if you tap at the top, it'll give you the option to hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. We're doing the best we can to grow this channel. And Forever Unruly says no. Well, then don't hit the like button and don't subscribe. I don't want you to subscribe anyways. But you still could, Forever Unruly. I used to be hooked on pain pills. I started going to the bathroom clinic. I've been going there for 7 years now and haven't touched the pill since I started. That's awesome. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on your sobriety. I appreciate the like. Mana get. Unfortunately, I like opiates way more. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's the way it was for a lot of people. Uh, the doctor was the first drug dealer. They get you on them Norcos and different painkillers. They used to hand them things out like candy. You know. Uh, Britt B says, "I hope every addict can overcome their problems. It's a cycle and it's unwavering. Big pharmaceutical companies sold us out a couple quick. Absolutely, they sure did. I know many users who are all trying to mask pain deep down, and honestly, for a lot of people, that I think that's what addiction is. Like there was some trauma in our life or something, and this is the escape from reality. You know. So I never tried the bath salts. Bath salts are just as bad as meth. Bath salts, okay, 2 times. Bath salts are just as bad as meth. And those pain pills are the devil. I agree. You know. Big Pharma owns the U.S. basically. They own all these politicians and everything. They donate big to their campaigns. And yeah, he didn't need to say it twice, did he, Bong? I completely agree, man. But I did. Bankhead. Or are you one of those spammers? Come on, do it again. Do it again, and I'm gonna boot your ass. Bankhead. What a stupid name. All right. I don't know. It seems like my moderator's slipping there. Bother me. Really? What do you expect it to smell like? The thing that scares me is how fast pills can be ripped. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, and they screwed over legitimate pain patients. Now doctors are, yeah, they are. Exactly. What am I preaching? I'm preaching sobriety, Ed. Uh, I was an addict for 15 years. I've been clean now, coming up on 21 in August. And I'm trying to get some people to jump on the sobriety train. So, yeah, these trolls are tripping. Got nothing better to do, I guess. I got the one hand going. Uh, yeah, they really did screw over legitimate pain patients. I agree. Don Juan says, Cap. What's Cap, Don Juan? Broly says, at Broken Bobby, how do you beat addiction? Okay, like there's no. What's one thing that made. What was the thing that made sobriety click with you? Uh, Incarceration, to be honest. Like I got tired. I got, the saying in NA is sick and tired of being sick and tired. But, like I kept getting arrested. It got to the point where, they'd be handcuffing me to take me to jail. And I could finally relax. And I was missing a lot of family events with my kids. My kids were small back then. And on the last term, I missed uh, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all their birthdays, another Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And you know what I mean? Like, and I was watching my kids grow up through pictures rather than in real life. So I was done. Mark says, I've been on that train for 20 years. Are you ready to get off, Mark? Subscribe and check out some of my videos, bro. I think I got the first 9 steps of NA and how I applied them. Maybe that might help a little bit, bro. The Willpower Express. Yes, sir. Yeah, you got to be ready to make a change. Yeah, I agree, Ed. Absolutely. I'm glad you found us, Bong. I know so many that went right back to drugs as soon as they got out. Yeah, and for me, like when I paroled, I went to my parole officer and I told him I need an in-house treatment program. And he said, "No, you don't." And I said, "Well, either you can refer me there or I'll go get on a county bed, but either way, I'm going to rehab." And it was like the third one I went to be honest. Like it wasn't the first time I had been there, but um, I just finally started paying attention and it finally started clicking. One of the counselors said, "You got to play the tape all the way through." And I never really understood what that meant. And when they explained it, that was one of the cornerstones I built on. What that means is when you do something, you got to think about what is this going to lead to? And for me, using drugs led to handcuffs. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be this week, it might not be this month. But at some point, once I started using, I was going to jail or prison. So playing that tape through really helped. I appreciate you subbing, Bong. Yeah, and it's rough, like luckily now I feel like I'm a pretty good role model for my grandkids because all my kids are grown up. But luckily, none of my kids are dealing with any substance or alcohol issues, which, praise God for that, because they seen what it put me through. I, Pepper says, I absolutely need pain medicine and I can't get any help because people can't control themselves and claim addiction. Yeah. It was meth, Ed. So how do I beat addiction? Like porn, drugs, gambling, negative thoughts, and addicted to sex and depressed. For the drugs and stuff like that, Brawley, I would suggest just jump on Google and find an NA meeting near me. Excuse me. And go check it out. Or an AA meeting near me. It's all the same shit, to be honest with you. It's not shit, but it's all the same. One just focuses more on alcohol and the other one focuses more on drugs. and find somebody at that meeting that has a similar story to you, and ask them to be your sponsor and start working those 12 steps to recovery. And you'd be surprised how much of an effect it can have. I wish you the best of luck, Broly. Yeah, that PO didn't want to help me for anything. Told me that people use meth and alcohol as an antidepressant. He was right, but I'm doing better since facing reality and working on my depression. I'm glad to hear that, Shreds. That's good stuff. In 30 minutes, I'm saying I'm going to play Fortnite in 30 minutes and watch a movie with y'all. Yeah, I'm going to shut it down here shortly, bro. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, they keep popping in. They got nothing better to do, I guess. Bong. Uh, People use addiction as an excuse. I'm not sure what you mean there. Clinic stabilized my life and my kids, and I have a good relationship. They're adults now, but I'm close with most of them. That's good. I think so. Allah shall play with. What? Bong says, anyway, I got to go catch you next time. All right, Bong, I appreciate you tapping in. Uh, do me a favor, guys, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. And I'll send you a super chat, Ezekiel. Be close to God. Man, is that a sign or something? The lighter just took a crap on me. What the chatting about? Chat's all over the place tonight. It's all over the place. Yeah, Ezekiel does a pretty good job. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we keep it going for a little while longer, or should we get ready to close? Looks like the phone's about 60%. Do I? I'm not doing any autographs, okay? Hold on a second. I'm going to go light the cigarette. I'll be right back. All right, my bad. Okay. That dude. I get the lead singer from System of a Down a lot. All right, Nicholas. Have a good one, bro. Live going. I'm going to get under the covers. Hey, do you, Ezekiel? Do you? Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get to 60, huh? What do you think? And be sure to subscribe. It's only 7:23 Monday night in New Zealand. Wow. Definitely. You know, let's do this. If anybody has any last minute questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat now. What's up, Manu? And I'll answer those. If not, I think a bowl of ice cream, Ezekiel. That's my weakness. I love ice cream. Let's, any last minute questions, go ahead and drop them now. What was your worst experience with meth? Probably when I got arrested in Pico Rivera. I told that story earlier about my first sales case. I was blacked out. And I drove from Redlands. I was going to Anaheim. Now, if you're familiar with Southern California, I should have went down the 91, but somehow I ended up on the 10 and the 605. Like I was way far away from where I was going. And yeah, like I broke the mirror on the passenger side because I sideswiped a truck. Like that was a really bad night, and I was obviously God was watching over me because I probably should have been dead. That was, I want to say, probably 2001, maybe 2000. That was 25 years ago. So I fell asleep initially on the 60 freeway, and I ended up, the off ramp goes up and the freeway goes straight. I ended up in the grass in the middle, and I jumped out. I took my dope and stuff, and I went and hid it in some bushes because I knew the cops would be coming. I go back down to the car. I'm trying to get the car out. I'm calling everybody I know that's even remotely close. Uh, Out of the prison system for good, the last time I paroled was in early 2006. So 6 more years of addiction. But yeah, I went up, I hid the dope, 57 likes and 14 people. I'm showing 56. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button if you would. Let's get it to 60 before we wrap it. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I hid the dope. I went back down. I was trying to get somebody to come and pull me out because I was stuck. CHP shows up. They give me a field sobriety test, which I passed remarkably, and they called me a tow truck. So I continued on my way. I ended up sideswiping a truck, falling asleep at a light, and that's when I got arrested shortly after. So yeah, that was one of the worst nights. And waking up in LA County Jail was very sobering, I'll just say. So didn't we have 57 likes a minute ago? Now I'm showing 55. No, we needed that knowledge. Why would you ban him? What happened? How do you continue if they called a tow? Because the car was still operating. They just had to tow me out. I was stuck like in crabgrass, so the wheels were just spinning. Once they pulled me out, I was able to proceed. Nothing wrong with the car. I didn't do any damage to the car. I just got stuck. He asked how to goon in prison. I don't understand the question. How to goon? Yeah, I didn't time him out. I don't know. How did the beds fill in jail? They suck. You're on a mattress about this thick that you carry in with you when you come in. And yeah. Are you a gangbanger? No, I was never a gangbanger. I was definitely tied in with some, though. What's up, Brian? How did you get your life together after prison? Yeah, I went to rehab, and I had good support from my wife and family. Some family. I had to cut some family off because they were still doing it. Uh, what's up, Gracios Maximus? It says salam from Israel. Shout out to Israel. So, yeah, just a lot of good support around me. Did a lot of meetings. Being on parole definitely helped. And then rape was not common in there at all. Yeah, actually, my wife is my rock. Without her, who knows where I would be, I don't know who Felice Johnson was. What was your drug of choice? Mine was heroin. I'm 23 and I got clean. Hey, shout out to you for 2 years of sobriety, Dylan. My drug of choice was methamphetamines. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, guys, do me a favor and hit that like button. We're going to wrap it up here in just a minute. What's your question, Nicholas and Ezekiel? If you got any last minute questions, drop them now. We're going to wrap up probably in the next 5 minutes or so. Phone is, God bless you as well, Maximus. Yeah, we're at 59%. It's time to go put the phone on the charger and jump in the shower. I got work tomorrow, so anyways, it is fine for us to call you Uncle Bobby to read me a bedtime story. I ain't reading no bedtime stories. Sorry. You can, but what you can do at bedtime is you can turn on some of my older videos and run through the playlist, and those will be some great bedtime stories on why to not be like I was because of the place you're going to end up if you are. So hit that like button on the way out, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we're going to get ready to wrap it up. Appreciate everybody participating in this live tonight. This was a really good one. I'm glad I got on and hung around for a while because uh, some great questions, some great uh, comments and stuff. You know, what did they do with the gays? Did they put them in a different area of jail? A lot of them would end up in the protective custody units. You have a good night as well. I appreciate you. Um, yeah, a lot of them would end up in the protective custody units because they would disrupt uh, the general population areas. Um, yeah, I appreciate everybody's participation tonight. Like I said, this was a good one. I might possibly get on Tuesday night, so be on the lookout for that as well. My granddaughter is graduating, so maybe I'll jump on Tuesday night and we'll. Yeah, I'm glad you found me as well. You have a good night, also. I think we're going to wrap up there. Remember, family, fitness, and freedom are the things that allow me to get my life together, and they can help you as well. Remember, it's about the company that you keep. If you're hanging around a bunch of people that are using and in and out of jail, chances are you're going to be the same. You know what I mean? So, it's one day at a time. Find a meeting, get a sponsor, and, start this journey. You'd be surprised how far you can go in life with a sober mind. So, once again, thanks for everybody's participation tonight. I appreciate it. And if you're new here, subscribe, hit that like button. We fell just short of 60, it looks like, but that's all right. Uh, and don't look at the mountain, just start climbing. Have a good night, guys. Ezekiel said it, don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.